The holidays have a way of bringing us all together, and food is usually involved. It could be a cocktail party, a cookie exchange, a potluck, or maybe a holiday brunch. That clever combination of breakfast and lunch opens up endless menu possibilities, both savory and sweet. It also opens up the schedule. Brunch is a leisurely affair, giving us plenty of time to visit with family and friends. And after all, that's what the holidays are all about. I'm Charity Nebbe. On this special episode of Iowa Ingredient, we are cooking up some festive holiday brunch dishes with a few of our favorite chefs as we get into the holiday spirit together. It's all next on a special holiday brunch episode of Iowa Ingredient.
Funding for Iowa Ingredient is provided by the W.T. and Edna M. Dahl Trust, Chef Lisa Laval of Trellis Cafe and the River Center, and Chef Michael Laval of the Des Moines Embassy Club. For more than 100 years, the Des Moines Embassy Club has provided a place to dine, celebrate, and do business, located in downtown Des Moines and in West Des Moines. And the Friends of Iowa Public Television Foundation.
Crispiness, and it also brings a little bit, a different.
Oh, I wonder if there's onion and peppers in this. Yep, there sure is.
Brunch became popular in the 1930s, and over the decades, people have gotten very creative with this unique mealtime, both when it comes to items on the menu and that special brunch atmosphere. And there's a little added pressure to be creative during the holiday season. But at the same time, it is such a busy time of year. And finding the energy to dig deep and come up with a fabulous brunch menu can be a little overwhelming. So we are here to help. We have recruited some of our most resourceful chefs, and we're going to spend the entire show in the studio kitchen making holiday brunch. So you decide to have friends and family over for a holiday brunch, but the very last thing you want to do on a holiday is spend all morning in the kitchen, right? So Chef Julie Schoenherr from Soho American Kitchen in Sioux City is here to give us an idea to have a wonderful brunch without all that work in the morning. So tell us what we're going to make.
We are going to make a breakfast lasagna.
Nice. Lovely. All right, and we've already started a little bit, but tell us what's going on.
We have gotten started. I find that it's best to get everything laid out. So before assemble, we get everything ready to go. So we've browned a pound of sausage. We've taken the sausage and set it aside, and what we've left in the pan is the drippings and the little bits from the sausage.
Very important.
It's very
great
important
flavor.
now. We don't have very much fat left, so we're going to add just a little bit more.
All right.
We're going to melt that. And that's going to get our base. We're going to make what's called a blonde roux, which is the beginning of our gravy.
The flour is going to thicken things up a little bit.
It is, and we're going to cook the flour a little bit so it doesn't taste pasty.
Okay.
And we're going to switch over to the whisk to make sure that it's nice and smooth. I'm going to add a little bit more flour here so we get a nice little paste. Now we've got a couple of quarts of half and half on hand. We're going to start with a little. Let that
stir it in.
Yep, stir it in and you're going to see it thicken right away. It's starting to go. Now there is a little tip when we're cooking with flour. It doesn't reach its full thickness until it actually comes to a bubble.
Okay.
So a lot of times people wonder why their gravy didn't get thick, and it's because we got to get it to a bubble. Put a little bit more in. Let that go. We're going to add a little bit of pepper to it, add a little kick, and a little bit of salt in there. We're going to continue to stir. We're going to bring it to a bubble, and we've got just a little bit of half and half saved aside in case we need to thin it a little bit more. When we add it to the pasta, it's going to absorb, so it's okay if it's a little bit loose.
All right, we've got a thick sauce. It's bubbling. It smells great. Are we ready?
We're ready.
Okay.
We've got a 9x13 pre-sprayed casserole dish here. We're going to start with laying some sauce in the bottom. And as you see, it's not overly thick because what's going to happen is this pasta is not pre-boiled. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a nice layer of sauce in the bottom, and as this bakes, it's going to cook the pasta for us. It saves us a step, saves us a pan, saves us some time. So we'll put that in, and then we're going to lay 4 pieces of pasta across here. That's going to be our base. Hold it together, just as easy as that. And then you can choose which direction you'd like to go with your layers, but I'm going to start on the bottom with some meat. And this is the pre-cooked sausage that we cooked a little bit earlier. Break that into nice brown. You can see it's nice and brown and crumbly. Yeah. I'm going to reserve a little bit for the top. And then we're going to put a little bit of the cheeses to stick it together. We're going to drizzle just a tiny bit of sauce on the layer. Got to be kind of gentle with how much you put in because you want this to stick together, and too much sauce will make it a little bit soupy. So we're going to put another layer of pasta in here. And I'm going to put the eggs in now. We've got 8 scrambled eggs that we pre-scrambled, and we scrambled them soft because they're going to cook a little bit more in this casserole. So we didn't overcook them. We just cooked them enough to kind of set them. And then again, we're going to put a little bit of cheese in there, and that's going to help stick that together. On this layer, we're going to skip that sauce. We don't really need it. The eggs are creamy enough. And you can really use whatever vegetables your family likes, but I love the spinach, and there's no need to pre-cook this spinach because we want some moisture to soak into these noodles, into the pasta. Have a little bit of green peppers in here. A little bit of onion in here, and then we are going to add some cheese to this layer because we want it to stick together. So put a little more cheese. And this one can take a little bit of sauce on it. Put just a little drizzle. And it really is, the hardest part of this really is just getting your little dishes ready to go, doing your prep work. That's the most time consuming. Otherwise, it's just as easy as can be. We've got our last 4 pieces of pasta. This we can just give a liberal pour because we do want it to really get on there and coat it. And I like to cover the top with a little bit of this meat to kind of decorate it up a little bit. Then you kind of know what's in it.
Right.
A few of the peppers, and people say, oh, I wonder if there's onions and peppers in this. Yep, there sure is. We're going to show them right on top. We put the last of the cheese on top.
All right, and now, we're not going to put it in the fridge right now, but if you did put it in the fridge overnight and you wanted to bake it in the morning, how long, how hot?
All right, I like to set it on the counter for about 30 minutes, kind of let it come up to temperature a little bit, take a little of the chill off. It goes for 30 minutes and then covered, and it goes for about 5 minutes uncovered. Now, if you're cooking it cold right from the fridge and you just want to stick it in and forget it, you don't want to come back to it, go for about 45 minutes covered and then another 5 minutes uncovered just to get the cheese a little brown. We're going to put this in a 400-degree oven for 30 minutes.
All right, this looks amazing, smells amazing.
All right, here we go.
Wonderful. All ready for your holiday guests. Happy holidays, Julie.
Happy holidays, Charity.
And what would holiday brunch be without something delicious to drink? Jason Garnett from Juniper Moon is here with us now. We're gonna make, what, a mocktail and a cocktail today?
We are. We're gonna make a non-alcoholic drink first, and then we'll do one with alcohol. We decided to do something a little tropical.
Transport us from
Yes,
the
a little
wintry
vacation.
Iowa.
So we're gonna start with a banana macadamia syrup. We have a pineapple shrub. So this is pineapple juice, sugar, and coconut vinegar. So a shrub is anything that has, it usually has fruit, sugar, and vinegar in it. Fresh squeezed lime juice. And then we have coconut water, which you can get anywhere these days.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna shake it. set that here. We'll fill these with ice. And then we're going to double strain. So this is just getting the chunks of ice out, really giving you a fine pour. So we're using 2 strainers here, the mesh one. Just tap it to get everything through. And then we're going to top it with ginger beer. We'll be set.
Make it sparkle and give it some zing.
That's right. Non-alcoholic ginger beer. And the carbonation should start to mix this up. Nice and frothy. Cheers.
Like I'm transported to
Yeah.
someplace warm.
We're on a
and-
beach.
Absolutely. A
Perfect.
lovely way to enjoy the holidays.
Very much.
All right, we've made our non-alcoholic beverage.
Yes.
Now we're going to make a cocktail. What do you have in mind?
So we've got something with alcohol, a little something to take the edge off maybe of the in-laws.
Unnecessary.
Depends who your in-laws are, I suppose. So we're going to do something very holiday themed. It's named She's a Butte Clark, and it is obviously named after a very popular Christmas film. So we have a cranberry rosemary ginger syrup that we're going to start with.
Which makes it certainly a festive color.
Absolutely. Fresh squeezed lemon juice. Our base spirit in this is going to be a London dry gin. And of course, on the website, we'll list all of the ingredients out specifically so you can make this at home. This is a French liqueur, kind of an herbaceous liqueur dating back to the 1500s. And then this is French apple brandy.
Okay.
Now we'll add our ice.
All right, and while you do that, I'll put some ice in the glasses.
That'd be great.
It is a lovely color.
Mother-in-laws everywhere love this. I have it on good authority. We're going to top this with a dry cider. And we're almost there. I'm going to garnish with rosemary.
Oh, nice.
And then we're going to finish with some crystallized ginger.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So,
All right. Wonderful.
well, happy holidays.
Yeah,
Cheers.
happy holidays to you. That's delicious.
It's lovely.
It is. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Now we are here in the kitchen with Chef David. We're getting ready for our holiday brunch. What are you going to make?
Well, we're gonna do a little brunch type of quiche with comté and a little bit of cream and onions. It's gonna be great, lovely, perfect for a good cold breakfast morning.
All right, and I don't know what comté is. What is
So
that?
comté is a cheese that comes from the mountain de Vosges in France. It's like cow's milk, and it comes from the region called Franche-Comté. And it's aged in cave for about 16 months, so it's got a great nutty flavor.
Oh, nice. All right, well, let's get started.
Awesome. To be honest, this is a recipe that my grandmother used to do for me when I was a kid, except the region where I'm from in Alsace, you know, we wouldn't use comté, we'll use a gruyere or something like that.
All right.
But I like comté more because when it melts, when it cooks, it doesn't lose so much fat.
Okay, all right. And yeah, with Gruyere, there's that challenge of trying to keep it
Correct.
creamy.
So very simple, you know, we're gonna rough slice some onions, you know, get a good knife, sharp, you know, preferably kind of a thicker edge, you know. We don't want the onions to be too thin because we want that texture and that flavor in there. So what we do, a little bit of butter, you know, you don't want to have your pan too hot in the beginning because otherwise the butter is gonna burn.
Right.
Put the onions in there.
Medium heat and let them do their thing.
Right, let them, you know, cook down slowly.
And they become so sweet and
Right.
delicious.
So a little bit of freshly ground pepper, not too much. We're not gonna put much seasoning in the beginning because we're gonna cook it down, and we don't want the result to be over salty because we're gonna salt out the quiche batter at the end to get that perfect seasoning. So I got some fresh thyme, just to touch, you know, a few leaves here and there. Brings a great aromatic, you know. Thyme goes with really everything. You can't get wrong with that. So here we let the magic and the nature do his job, and we let that go for a little while.
All right. And so we're not making just one quiche. We're
Right.
making
Correct.
individual quiches.
We're making individual quiches. I just thought it's nice, you know, you make everybody gets his little portion. I decided to go with the puff pastry
Okay.
for two reasons. Number one reason, you know, you're a little lazy, it's the holiday, right? But the main reason is you get that croissant feel, you know, that flakiness, that butteriness.
And it feels special.
It is special, it's buttery, it smells great. You take something a little bigger than you actually mold itself. Go around. See, fairly easy.
Yeah.
Voilà. What we do, you don't need to butter it. You don't need to do anything. If you have a non-stick tin, all you do, you put it in there because it's so rich in butter already. It's
Right.
a little bit floured.
It's not going to stick to anything.
It's not going to stick to anything. Don't be worried about going above the edge of your mold because you want that, and it's gonna shrink a little bit while it's cooking, you know. So let's fill up the rest of the molds.
All right.
So we're gonna put this in the refrigerator and just put it on the side until we're ready with the rest.
All right.
Now the onions are ready. See, we got that nice shiny kind of color, a little bit brown, not too much, you know?
Yeah.
And they're nice and soft and tender, and so I think we're ready for the next step, and we'll finish up the
Great.
batter.
All right.
A little bit of cream, and the idea of the cream is I want to cool down a little bit the onions. You know, the cheese is going to do all the work and put things together. So we have the beautiful shredded Comté. So people ask me how much cheese, you know, how much you want. You know, that's my answer. The
Let's do a lot.
Let's do a lot. The more is the better, you know. So we see the cheese is going to melt a little bit. So here we're gonna put a little bit of nutmeg, just a touch, because I think, you know, that goes very well when you do a quiche. And Comté cheese is a cheese that is a little bit salted already by itself, so you wanna be very careful about that.
Okay, it would be easy to go too far with the
Right.
salt.
So you know when you do your regular quiche mix, the mix is always very liquid, right? Here it is not gonna be liquid. It is gonna be a kind of like nearly like a soft cookie dough
Okay.
texture. With just a little bit of whole eggs. 1, 2, 3 eggs. That's it.
All right.
And for freshness, what I do, I like to put in mine a little bit of spring onions.
Okay.
So it brings that crispiness. And it also brings a little bit, you know, a different texture and different color
Right.
about the onions. Voila, our batter is ready. So we're ready, they're now full, so we can put them in the oven. I will say about 375 degrees for about 20-25 minutes.
Perfect.
Voila.
This would make a stir at any holiday brunch,
Right.
I think.
Let's try it. Look at how cheesy it is
Oh,
in
yeah.
the
And
middle.
it's so often with quiches, you find that the whatever you put in sinks or floats,
Sinks and
but
is perfectly
the
even.
solution is perfect
Here you go.
because it's so thick that
Right.
holds it together. Wonderful.
Bon appétit.
Yes.
Enjoy Noël.
Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Now, one of the great things about holiday brunch is you can have great savory dishes and delectable sweet dishes, and Chef Terrie Kohl from Country Club Market in Clive is here to bring the sweet. What are we gonna make, Terrie?
Oh, that's right, and this is so nummy. It's a apple caramel with walnut bread pudding.
Oh, yum.
Yeah, so
Great.
very friendly. And so shall we get started?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. These are the eggs that we're gonna whisk up.
All right.
It's actually gonna turn into a custard base.
Nice. Sugar.
Oh, yes. Every little thing with sugar takes a little pinch of salt that evens the yin and the yang.
All right, just brings the flavors out.
We're using skim milk today.
Okay.
You can use heavy cream, you can use evaporated milk. My recipes are made to use what you have on hand.
All right,
So-
wonderful. All right.
And then the bread. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And does it have to be a special kind of bread?
This happens to be Texas toast. You can use whatever bread you have. If you have day-old dinner rolls or hamburger buns, you can
Right.
use them as
You
well.
just prefer white bread for this?
I do. Yeah, so then that just pours straight in.
All right, and this is already greased up and
Yep.
ready to go.
We've prepared that.
All right.
And then we have apples.
All right.
Ready?
Yeah, and you've already, of course, peeled and chunked these up. Granny Smith apples are what we're cooking with today.
Yep. And again, whatever apple you have, pears are lovely.
All right.
How's that for fun? Maybe the
Perfect.
little ones like to get involved.
Yeah, I'm sure they can spread apples as well as I can.
Yeah. And some toasted walnuts.
All right. And of course, this is one of those dishes where you could mix and match and do whatever you want with it. So if you want pecans, for example, you could do that, right?
Exactly.
Or no nuts.
Or no nuts with the allergies, you bet. And then we have
Caramel
the
on top.
caramel. This is just like the caramel that's used for the apple dip.
All right.
Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Apple dip.
So if you're making caramel apples or dipping apple slices in, it's that kind of caramel, right?
Yeah.
And you want to heat that up so that it
It just spreads
Spreads
a little
out.
more easily that way.
nice.
Put dollops. Okay. So we've got the last of the caramel going on, every last bit, because that's the numminess.
Right.
And it's ready to go into the oven.
Perfect. For how long?
Let's do 325 for 45 minutes. And I always check on it halfway and rotate it.
Okay, perfect. If you grab the door, I'll put it in the oven.
Be happy to.
All right, we've got the bread pudding out of the oven. It looks amazing, but you're not done with it yet.
No.
What else are we gonna do to it?
Oh, I know. I know. We have to make this fabulous brandy butter. And it's gonna melt over the warmth of the bread pudding.
Ooh.
So we've got powdered sugar
Okay.
and butter softened.
Just at room temperature.
Uh-huh. And so we'll just mash this in,
All right.
get that all incorporated. Then we're gonna add the brandy.
Okay. Important in brandy butter to have brandy.
Yeah. And some vanilla.
All right.
And as we mentioned before, just a little pinch of salt. Kind of highlights everything. And then that adds to the moisture of whipping this up together. It's all come together nicely.
All right, and we want to cut a nice piece of this and then we
Yes.
just let that melt over the top, right?
Right. So this is where the brandy butter goes on. And with the heat of the bread pudding itself, it'll begin to melt down over it.
Yes, that's already happening. And you also brought whipped cream.
Oh, shall we put it on the
Yeah.
side? And just really dress it up. Okay.
Wonderful.
All right.
Let's try this.
Ta-da.
All right, and I definitely need some of this brandy butter on my piece.
Huh?
And a little bit of whipped cream too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Terry, this is so decadent. And so rich. The walnuts are just really add a nice texture to that.
Don't they, though?
And the apples are delicious. What a delicious dish.
Oh, I'm glad you like it.
Terry, thank you so much. Have such a wonderful holiday season.
My pleasure. You too. Happy holidays.
That's it for this special holiday episode. I'm Charity Nebbe. From all of us at Iowa Ingredient, we wish you a festive holiday season filled with family, friends, and delicious food.
Funding for Iowa Ingredient is provided by the W.T. and Edna M. Dahl Trust, Chef Lisa Laval of Trellis Cafe and the River Center, and Chef Michael Laval of the Des Moines Embassy Club. For more than 100 years, the Des Moines Embassy Club has provided a place to dine, celebrate, and do business, located in downtown Des Moines and in West Des Moines. And the Friends of Iowa Public Television Foundation.